One of the most popular questions we used to get in the newsroom is, where does all the tax money from legal marijuana go? In Adams County, there's a pretty cool answer.
They use the county's 3% tax on weed to fund a scholarship program to help low-income students who may have barriers attending college. And they're giving out those awards this afternoon. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Stager has emceed this event for years, and he joins us live from the Waymire Dome at the Adams County Fairgrounds with a preview.
Yeah, guys, it's fascinating because we used to seriously get that question in the newsroom all the time. Where does the pot money go, Steve? Where does it all go? Well, here in Adams County, it goes to a great place. I am here at the Waymire Dome where we're around 4 o'clock. We're going to start giving out some of these scholarships for this year. But I'm here with 2 people who are very kind of instrumental to today's event. I want to talk to Stephanie Ariza Acuna first, who you were a 2021 recipient of this scholarship?
Yes, I was.
All right, so tell me a little bit more about what that meant for you.
Well, it meant that I could go to school and focus simply just on school. I went to CU Boulder. I majored in integrative physiology, and some of the classes were difficult, right? And so instead of worrying like, okay, how am I going to pay my tuition for the semester, for the year? Am I going to have to take out a loan? I could simply focus on my classes and being a well-rounded student.
I know so much of this. We always hear the amazing stories as students are coming up to get their scholarships. We rarely ever hear the end. Like, what happened? So what are you up to now?
Yeah, so I graduated from CU Boulder in May 2025. I took the summer off of school, and I started working at CU Anschutz as an entry research professional at the Linda Starnick Institute for Down Syndrome, where I do stem cell research with Down syndrome patients, which is really awesome.
I love that so much. And the cool thing is you're doing it close to home, which I think is one of the goals of the scholarship too, is keep people here.
Exactly, yeah. So I was able to stay close to my family, and now I work at CU Anschutz, which I'm able to be at home all the time, live at home, see my parents, which is so nice.
I love that so much. All right, I want to bring in Adams County Board Chair Julie Mullica. This is such a cool program that I think a lot of people don't realize. You took something that can kind of be, I don't want to call it taboo, but right?
Yeah, I mean, right, there's always a good syntax that we use for good purposes, and this is one of them. So tonight we are giving out over $1 million to students, for Adams County students, and this is exactly what we're hoping to see, that these kids go on, they complete their education, and that they stay local. So hearing that, you're still at Anschutz, that's fantastic. Anschutz is still in Adams County. We want kids to stay home. We want them to succeed, and we're excited to celebrate with them tonight.
How big of an effort is it to take this money? You're talking about, it's a pretty big pot of money.
It's a good bit of money, and that's often what we hear. What happens to that marijuana money? This is where it goes. It goes to these great kids, and to support them and see them continue to grow in our community. So it's a big deal.
Yeah. I can't help but imagine what it feels like to see the kids come up on stage and get we hear so many stories here. Yeah. They're first generation college students.
Yeah, I mean, I was a first generation college grad too, and so I've been in their shoes. I love seeing that we have so many kids, grow up here, excel in their education programs, stay local, and just celebrate this moment, which is huge for the entire family.
Love it so much. Okay, so coming up at 4 o'clock, we are going to start this presentation here at the Waymire Dome with a lot of deserving students. $1 million in scholarships going back to these students, many of them going to college, the first in their generation or first in their family generation to go to college. It's an incredible story, and that, my friends, is where the weed money goes. So if you ever ask, right into the newsroom and ask that question, that's the answer, is it goes to very, very deserving college students here in Adams County.